People don't know this, but I actually am a footballer. I used to play at a high level. Right?
The man himself, the John Richards. Jamaican.
Am I dreaming? Am I like what? A magician or what? A fortune teller? If Algims ask me to fly every player may have come to Jamaica for 1 day of training, if me have the money, they bring them for Algims.
Right.
All of you, if you follow the path, will have a life in football. That's not what professional footballers do. When professional footballers get day offs and breaks, they have fun. They're human beings. They're not machine for you. Imagine if you if 10 people or more like and subscribe and tell somebody to come, how many people will have?
By the end of this day.
You wanna do just support the man them thing. That's all I need to know.
Wagwan sports fans, welcome back to another very special episode. I'm your host Joe Mar.
I'm Rush.
And this is This or That Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting and riveting sports topics, discussions and debates on the internet.
Yes people, but before we get into today's video, don't forget to like this one. Leave a comment and subscribe to This or That Sports TV, and one more thing for us though.
Share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get us 6 subscribers, because each and every one of you guys can do that. You know how many subscribers that get us by the end of the day?
Bro, I'm not like the intro.
Why am I like the intro?
What your problem? What's the problem with the intro? The people like the intro.
No, and the people love the intro.
What's the problem with the intro?
No, okay, perfect way to kick it.
It's become repetitive.
Obviously,
that's the point.
Obviously, this is a man that needs no introduction. So
Yeah.
we're skip the pleasantries. What is the problem with the introduction, sir?
Very
Alright.
repetitive.
Let me ask you a question. Every day you eat chicken?
Ask me that question.
If I could.
Well, ask me that question.
Alright, let me ask you a question. If you get lobster,
I'm change the question.
yeah?
Yeah, carry on.
And lobster is good, but if you eat it every day, what happen?
I think lobster is disgusting. I've got to ask something else.
Go on again.
Alright, the point that I'm making is that it can get cloying.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if you mix it up a little bit, it's like a footballer. You have to be unpredictable. That's one of the things I shout to the boys all the time.
But
The
you
Leon
have to be
Whisper, be
consistent.
unpredictable. Being consistent and being unpredictable is not a different thing.
You understand?
You can be consistently
Alright, so
unpredictable.
let me show you something. Let me show him something. Just like how we're unpredictable, the fact that we're going to bring this banging interview today, that's the unpredictability that we have. But the consistency that we have is that we're going to be consistently posting, and every time them see we, they know so we're going sports fans. This is this or that. Maybe you should get
You know what you need to do? I think I should have make a Chippy and Whisper, all of the people and that you ever do some interviews.
Yeah.
Repost and
Them not like
encourage people.
They might like that.
That
Me wonder why they
encourage
not
So yeah,
repost
them
it.
handling. So if you can make it happen, make it happen.
They repost everybody but This or That Sports TV. Me don't know. But anyways, people, special interview Joe Mar said, and special interview it is.
Yeah.
We have Craig Butler in the building. A lot of people would say the Craig Butler because it's only one. And we're here to talk about everything that there is to talk about and catch up. You know, the last time we spoke was earlier in the year. So let's talk about some of the things that have transpired. First, let's start on the Phoenix front. Where's the academy? How are you doing? We see some new equipment here. What's going on in Phoenix Academy right now? What's there to know?
Well, it's just important. We've evolved a lot. As I kept saying to you guys, each year you saw us play, it was a next step in the evolution. Last year we wanted to be able to develop a team that could press, super press, and we also wanted to develop this year a team that can also keep the ball. We're doing great. The team is doing well. The squad is doing well. We've traveled to Europe. We've played games in Portugal, Spain, Belgium, Holland, Ajax, Genk.
Give us some insight. Some would say, how are you able to do something like that? Every summer you travel, and you get these players. Players that I'm sure a lot of them the first time they're traveling is with Phoenix Academy. How do you manage to pull that off? I'm sure it's thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. Talk to me about it. How you manage to pull that off?
I was a little boy. I'm a single mother with 5 children. And first time I learned to drive was one of my coaches that taught me. Lunch money, one of my coaches that helped me with lunch money. Whenever I never have enough. 'Cause I never used to like pressure on my mother. So sometimes I just tell her it's about money when I really do have it. You know, boots, first job. If I broke, if I ever run aground, if I ever got in trouble, it's always my coaches. And so I understood that in order for a society to grow, some people had to take the responsibility beyond just being a parent of your own kids. And David Hunt, Wagga, Jimmy Sinclair, Mark Mendel, Bradley Stewart, you know, even Digalagi when I was in prep school. Those people were people that cared enough to make the sacrifice. So one of my greatest, I'm not a political person, but one of the people I respected the most as a leader of our country was Edward Seaga. And he always said it takes cash to care, you know? So I never charged at Phoenix to come. And I always utilize the funds made from the transfer of a player to fund the next players. So everything that happened with Whisper, with all the boys going to Europe before, came off the transfers of Liam. And everything that happening now with the boys come off the transfers of Whisper and Liam. Life is making it easier now because we're transferring more players. We just had 10 going to Europe.
Yeah. We'll talk about that soon.
Yeah.
But
And
continue.
so we're evolving, we're getting better. Notice our pitches are getting better. We're able to have our own gym equipment here. You know, the focus is not on. Sometimes you say you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach him how to fish, you feed him for life. So all these things that were being done are being done with an end game. Don't believe I'm stupid. I'm not gonna die for hunger either. But in order to get 20, in order to get 6 good players make it, you have to expose 100.
Yeah.
And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, which is why they don't make the investment. Because it's not even sure. The six isn't even sure.
It's only sure if you love it and you believe in them and they believe in you. Because when they believe in you, what you tell them to improve them, they will do. Because they believe in you. They know that you're not putting them down. They know that you're telling them for their own good. You know? As time passes, there's so much that you have to recognize in players, the things that come at them. Whisper at 17 now, national team, everybody calling his name. Chelsea, this, that. It's not easy for him to just live and be humble same way. But when I said to him, say, Whisper, humble yourself. Make sure you sign every autograph of every kid that come to you because you were once one of them. Give away a jersey if you can to the people. I remember one of the greatest joys I had was the first game he played with Trinidad, and I think in Kingston. And I
That
don't
was the
him,
second game he played.
yeah, second game.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd taken him off, and he thought he was coming off. He came off on the opposite side. By the time him come back, him don't have no boots, him don't have no socks, him don't have I just the shorts alone him have on. Yeah? Because he gave everything away. And when you have a player that is like that, God will always bless him and you. So that's why.
All right. So, that's Phoenix and obviously Russ spoke about the why. Why is it that you provision the kids with the opportunity to experience that type of life? But enough of the why. Speak to us about the experience that you and your boys would have had this preseason and speak to us about, well, preseason for the Manning Cup, but this summer, off season for football in general. Speak to us about the travels. Just tell us more about what happened this summer with Phoenix and Mona High School by extension.
Well, this summer we began with a tour of Europe. Started out with Portugal and Spain. Um, went into England. Players went to England. Played games in Belgium against Genk, and Holland against Ajax, Austria, Germany. Um, played against the biggest teams in the world, really.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think any of these players, the players you see on the pitch, they've been to Madrid, they've been to Barcelona, they've been to Aston Villa, they've been to Man City, they've been to Chelsea, they've seen and been exposed to what world football is and how academies work, what is expected, what is the behavior. Whisper went to Europe, to England, and came back a different person because he understood what it took for training. You can't be late, you know? And so the playing of the football is one thing, but the professionalism, which we lack as a nation, is the other. You know, the world is changing a lot and it's scaring me almost ridiculous with this. And people go around and some people are proponents of the idea of fully dunce, for example. And, you know, how we dress, how we carry ourselves. And the idea of, okay, it's okay to be unkept or to not dress appropriately or professionally. The world that we live in, yeah, to gain that competitive edge, you cannot carry anything with you that will make someone say, well, I don't like that about him, so no. It's almost as if you have to be perfect. And when the boys go and they see how everyone operates, it's like that. But that's one thing. The next thing is the level of systems, the level of differences. You know, one team trained for 2 weeks just to prepare for us. 2 weeks.
They knew what was coming.
They knew what was coming. Chelsea, they knew. Another team, Ajax, brought down 5 players from their first team. 5 players to play against us. Because they're scared though, they're not taking a lose in the Phoenix. But one of the good things is that when we played against them at that level, and they were still able to see the boys perform, they were just like, wow. I mean, Klaas van Huntelaar loved Theo. Yeah, yeah. He loved Puss, you know. The players were phenomenal. Dante, Sheffield United, he has a place there once he's done. He has a place because they loved him from the first trip, and the second trip he impressed even more, you know. So
You said something a while ago, and it struck me a while ago. I have to bring it up. I know we're past the why, but to get that 6, you say you have to expose 100. What then do you say to the 94 that didn't make it? What do they do after football, and how is their life?
yeah, but the difference with other people is they don't do all that it takes to get them there. So when you look at the stats, you say, okay, you might have 1,000 players or 10,000 players that want to become a professional footballer, and one may make it. Yeah, whatever the stats are, that's true.
Yep.
But how many within that 10,000 train 11 months a year, practice the right things, eat right, dress right, speak right, do everything? Every step that you do increases your propensity to be in that percentile. Yeah? And so what Phoenix has done is we have beaten the curve because we're not supposed to get more than 1 if we're lucky. We've gone 2, 3, 4, we've gone 27 now. Pros.
And to be honest, you know, getting a Liam Bailey, I think probably the breakout season was around probably 2016, somewhere around there. And then getting a Whisper in 2023. First of all, that's never been done in Jamaica, first of all. And to get that anywhere in the world, to find 2 superstars out of a country, we just don't see that. You know, and so I guess that speaks to, you know, you doing all that it takes to get them. And you would say that you're going to get one more very soon. You know, the stats say that won't happen, but we see you defy the odds already. I'm sure you're confident that one more would come.
Not one more. Mexican is going to be a superstar. Denzel McKenzie can be a superstar. Dante Peralta is already on his way. Itis is going to be top. We have players already in Europe now. Mitchell, Zane, Isco, Bob, yeah, Saka. Understand? Dylan came back from Europe playing for JC. Totally different player. Totally different player. He's not even thinking on that level anymore. You know, his movement is 10 times more. You know, and that's the idea. So the idea that in answer to the question that you asked, what do I tell them? Is some of you may go to the top. Some of you may go to a middle level club, and some of you may be a normal club. And that's fine because wherever your level is, that's where you'll end up. But all of you, if you follow the path, will have a life in football, whether it is as a player, as a coach, as a manager, as a physio. Some may even go into sports medicine. You know, and you know what I've found? The funniest thing that I've found is Dante Peralta. He took 6 subjects, passed 6 subjects. If you look at the um Damoy Whitfield, 11 subjects. All of them, the more disciplined they became in football, is the better their work got. And they never missed a day of training. So all of that idea of stopping, then you're a boy there, you know. You're a boy, boss, you know. Eh? Come say hi, no? Take off, uncle. Take off, uncle. Come say hi.
So the perfect segue, People who have a visitor real quick. Just hear a lot of people then whisper. The man himself, Dejan Richards,
You see it?
Jamaican international.
People, if you don't want a whisper interview, make them know. Spam. You're going to whisper DMs and just spam it. This or that sports TV right away. All right, let's continue.
That segues perfectly to Europe and to the opportunities that you've given boys in Europe. You mentioned some names, Damoy Whitfield, one of my favorite names. I think the most underrated footballer from last season, one of the most underrated youth footballers in the whole country. From what I've seen in isolation, the kid is ridiculous, and he deserves his name to be called up with the likes of the Romain Blakes and the Daniel Mitchells.
Especially now with the Jamaican national team not looking at midfielders and stuff. That's the man. That's the 6.
Yeah, so he's an outstanding player. Zane Pinnock is another one that and you mentioned a few, Kevin Wilson and so on and so forth. Talk to me about that mass exporting of players from Phoenix Academy. But first, give us a little, how did the likes of Reed or Williams or Wilson, Bob, how did those guys end up under your tutelage, coming from schools, all over
Bob.
the place? Yeah.
Bob was here before.
Bob has been at Phoenix since he was 6.
Yeah, but we know players like Marquise Reed and Mattis from KC and Saka.
Kevin Wilson. Talk to us about how those
Is there some
was a kid
recruitment?
Saka's father and I are friends. Yeah. And for years, in fact, he and Chinsu used to do a clothing business, and they used to supply us with clothes and stuff back then. Always said he was gonna bring his son to us. The years went by, and the player wanted to become a top pro, and his father asked him to come. We brought him in, and there was a lot of work to do because Saka, with me, I break you down and then rebuild you because I want no ego. Yeah, I want you to be able to trust me and listen. Yeah, so I break you right down. So when Saka came, he was a recruited player. Yeah, so he got recruited. Woolmers to Mount Pleasant to JC, always recruited. So when you recruit a player, you have to treat him a little special. So after a while, he thinks he's cat's pajamas, and he will want to build a team around himself versus playing for the team. And so crush him, man, break him right down and rebuild him. Now, team player, top, performing well. Um, Marcus' father, Reed,
Yeah.
father, and I played football together. We knew each other for many years, Little Richie. And people don't know this, but I actually am a footballer. I used to play at a high level, right? And
Same, by the way, people. Same.
And while we're at it, same.
What continue, Mr. Butler?
no, make him score.
People, Wisbag just record interview right now. I'm not going to tell you straight because every second he's going to do something on the pitch that we have to just take our attention.
That break was
Yeah.
whispered in something spectacular on the
Yeah.
field.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, read.
But yeah, Little Richie. So he wanted to bring him. He came. You know, that's one of the most dedicated little kids you can find. Don't talk a lot. Very honest human. But his work rate, his dynamism, his
Very technical
creativity.
too.
But one thing, if you come on Phoenix, you have to say Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you not say Phoenix, go back through the gate. Phoenix first. Team first. Systems first. And he did. He was very committed, you know, and I'm very happy to have him in the club. I mean, you know, I'm the agent of the players. Don't get it wrong. I am an agent, and that's what I do. Yeah. Everything else outside of that is run by Shelley and Dane and Nicola Bicknell, and Casey is the majority shareholder of Phoenix All Stars Football Academy. I'm not even a shareholder. I have nothing to do with it. Yeah. I am the owner of Phoenix Sports Management, which represents the players. So the lines get crossed a little because we're family and we all work together to make it work. You know, just like George Mendez would be a part of Benfica or one of them, yeah? Or I'll have a lot of contacts at Braga or whatever, Wolves. But he's not really the person there that is the owner. So for me, it was just great to have the opportunity to open the doors for them and to see them now moving at level.
Speak to us about how that came into being. As I mentioned, a mass exporting. You know, we saw players being signed left, right, and center, becoming full professionals at the ages of 17, 18, and 19 years old.
At 17, you can't sign till 18.
At the ages of 18, 19, and then some of them would have been 20 years.
Only when you're special, you get a pre-contract from not only one of the biggest clubs in the world. We'll continue.
So speak to us about how that mass exporting of Phoenix Academy players and just players around Phoenix became, I think, this summer.
Well, what happened was we were already playing in Europe, and they were hearing and seeing us. And so the club, Phoenix, the academy was approached, and the shareholders of the academy made the decision to buy into the club that was there and took control of the club. And at the same time, the club, we didn't get rid of the coach that was at the club. We kept the coach, and because we understand.
They understand.
Eh?
They understand.
Yeah, because I was just about to ask you. So, the funds.
When I say we, you need to understand this, right? That I am the agent.
Yeah.
So I can say we. When George Mendes would speak about Cristiano Ronaldo, he would say we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as it regards to Phoenix Academy acquiring shares in the club, do you mind sharing some more details like the amount of shares that you guys would have bought in the club, or some more? Is that okay for you to just give us more information on the type of business that was done?
The academy owns.
Or would we have to bring on Casey to speak to us about that?
Yeah, you probably would want to speak to Shelley about that. But as far as my knowledge is, the academy owns 50% of the shares.
All right, and an academy product. Perfect segue. Let's talk about the kid for a second. We have a lot to catch up on. Dujan Richard signed a pre-contractual agreement with Chelsea Football Club in March of 2023. That's some history right there. So I want you to talk to me a little bit about, we know how it happened. We know he went on a trial to Newcastle. But then when Joe Shields made contact with you, or you made contact with Joe Shields, invited him to Jamaica, he came here to make a presentation, to whisper to you. Now, what was that like, and ultimately, what helped you to make this decision on Chelsea?
Joe Shields. A lot of people think that it had anything to do with Newcastle. It didn't. Good try, though. Joe Shields was at Manchester City, and I introduced him to Whisper 2.5 years before. Yeah, he moved from Manchester City right after we spoke to I think it's Southampton, and then from Southampton he went to Chelsea. So once he went into Chelsea and he was settled in, and he saw himself with the opportunity, he wanted to bring Whisper on board. So it was dually going on at the same time. I'm the type of guy that I never ever leave myself with one option. Because when you have one option, you're not in a negotiating position.
Yeah.
You're not in a position where if anything goes wrong with that decision, you can continue. Yeah. So so the defender's better now. Yeah. Yeah. So the idea is that Joe was always a part. He came, made a good offer for Whisper's future. One of the important things was that he would be in the first team. Yeah.
So speculation ending right now. Whisper will be in Chelsea's first team come January.
First January. And that is my position. The usual talk is whenever I say these things, people say Craig Butler is lying, Craig Butler is an idiot.
You will see it under this video, I'm sure.
It always comes and them say, that's the agreement. It's a part of the first team. Yeah. And that was a presentation he made. I'm sure you were there.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but Joe Moore was.
You were there. And that's what I agree upon?
Yeah. Wasn't there also an element where you guys would, collaborate to decide where would be a good landing option for him to go out on loan if necessary?
No. We would if we decided for him to go.
Okay.
If he wasn't good enough to manage the first team.
Yeah.
If the coach didn't like him.
But he gets a shot.
But him get him shot. And that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
You can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink. You can open a door, but you can't push a man through it. And that's not my job. My job is to prepare him to be able to go through that door and kick it down. Yeah. My job is to say to him, Whisper, make sure say fix this problem on your social media or whatever because people are looking. My job is to make sure that I'm there as a mentor and as an advisor with the experience that I've had.
So at 18 years old, do you think the Jean Richards is ready to go into a struggling Chelsea right now and make a difference? Or do you think he'd be more suited to go to like a Genk for a year? Or, and even at a higher level than Genk and Ajax for a year and maybe make an impact there and then go back into the Premier League?
You see, Whisper is a little like me in how he thinks. I don't think Chelsea is struggling. Yeah? I don't think they're in a position of adjustment. Yeah, new coach, new players. Well, let me ask you a question. I could have gone to JC or one of those other schools, and JC could have won Money Cup and performed. How much of an impact would it have been if I went to JC and did what I did at Mona, what I'm doing at Mona?
It wouldn't be as monumental.
So if Whisper goes to Chelsea and then he started tearing and Chelsea goes like this, then his name. You see, professional football is about choices, Choices. Chippy having a difficult time at Man City sometimes. Yeah?
At Villa?
At Villa, yeah, sometimes, right? The idea could be for Chippy to say, I can give up a tired
go to a lower club.
Go to a lower club and try something else. Instead, I had a Tiger, heart of a lion. Never give up. Never die. You want to give me 1 minute? I'm going to score another 1 minute. You give me 10, I'm going to score and get an assist. And you're going to play me because I cannot be denied. And that is the philosophy at Phoenix, and it's something that we lack a lot in this world. Too many people get a challenge and they give up. 9 hour, 9 hour. You can't beat one of them. Hour.
All right, let's talk about the kids some more. You do acknowledge that there is another side to it, though. You know, that you enter in a transitioning environment, and it's just not the time, you know, for a young starlet, you know, to come and take over. Even though you might say it is a perfect opportunity to go and shine. You do acknowledge that there's another side to it. You know, enter in a struggling environment.
No.
With high competition, the likes of Jackson and Kuku, all players slightly older than he is. Not even going to talk about Sterling.
No, I don't. When Leon went to Genk, he shouldn't have been playing in his first year. Instead, Europa team of the season. Best young player in Belgium. It's not. That is for people that don't think. Greatness is not. You can't for greatness to thrive, you have to put it in the most challenging environment. You understand? For greatness to thrive. Diamonds. Immense, millions of pounds of pressure in a mountain, a little piece of coal under pressure. That's what becomes a diamond. You know? And at the same time, water, as smooth as it is, it actually carves rocks. Consistency. So if you add the consistency to the pressure, greatness will rise. Yeah? If someone was to say, "Oh, Messi, you shouldn't go to Barcelona because Barcelona is really big competition for you," and no. If you want to be the best in the world,
at his age, the likes of a young Fabregas and PK and all of those people, and now their names pale in comparison to Messi.
Exactly. But when you look at Whisper right now in that national team, does he look like somebody who doesn't belong there?
Oh no, he 100% belongs. So that's the perfect segue to Dijon Richards and International. How has that journey been? Just for you and for him and the people around him.
I remember right back there you had an interview with me, remember?
Yeah.
And you said to me, Craig, Whisper's attitude, everybody's talking about Whisper's attitude. Is he this? Is he that? Da. Does he belong in the under 20? And we're arguing about it. And I remember whether it is that interview or after, everyone was saying, Craig Butler, shut up because he's just a little kid. Him to leave big man ball game alone. Yeah? Him not good enough for the under 20. This is 6 months. Is 6 months gone already?
No, since what, under 20?
Yeah.
No, it's been a year.
1 year later.
Yeah.
1 year. Where is he?
Well, he got his call up. He got his call up 9 months after the competition. Because the competition was last year summer. He got his call up in March.
Okay. 9 months later, first team.
Yeah.
First game, perform. Second game, perform. World Cup, score on him debut. Yeah? Official debut. Yeah? Second youngest player ever in history to score in the Gold Cup. Start, he and Leon for Jamaica. This is a storybook. Am I dreaming? Am I like what? A magician or what? A fortune teller? Oh.
Because you said it.
I said it.
You said it. And I remember even on an interview on our channel, you say, yo, we need Whisper for one side and Leon for one side. And we were saying, hey, not yet, not yet. You know, and even though we love the kid, even we couldn't see what you saw. Are you a fortune teller? Tell us right now.
No.
Because I need you to tell me some things about my future, you know.
First of all, I can tell you what I want to see you do, but I can, because I believe in you guys. Yeah? I would like to see a program go more international. I'd like to see it more consistent, and I want to see it more about development more than anything else, you know. But and it will take you places, you know. I want to see you traveling and doing interviews of Jamaican players all over the world, you know. and Caribbean players. That's what I think you should do, and that's where you'll rise. But I can tell you that little boy is out there, sir, Denzel, little Ted McKenzie. Is that missing link them out? The number 10 I'm looking for. See him right
You're
there.
saying it right now because you told us a year ago.
See him there?
Number 10.
Number 10. Denzel McKenzie. Ajax, I showed you what Ajax said about him, right? What them said?
They love him, man, and they want him.
Okay.
As soon as he's ready.
They are asking for this player. We're asking for this player. And they didn't realize he was only 16.
You showed us conversations with Van der Sar.
Yeah, so the reality, Huntela.
Sorry.
Yeah. So the reality is, yeah, Whisper get frustrated. We are trying to look for some help. Yeah. So the reality is that that's the next step. Denzel McKenzie. We don't know if they're going to accept. I know the coach knows of him, sees him. He's trained with their assistant coach, John, and he likes him. And if you look at Theo, the Theo you saw 6 months ago, that's not the same Theo. He's massive.
Yeah.
Legs are bigger,
he's way
stronger, mature, leader. He's the passer that we need to connect to the wings. So.
And that segues perfectly. First question, will we be seeing Dejan Richards playing youth football for Jamaica again? Is that a thing? Will he be a part of the next under-20 core that will try and qualify us for the Olympics and the under-20 World Cup?
I don't think so. I really don't want to see him anywhere where Hal Grimson
It's not.
is not. I don't want any of the other coaches to go near him. I don't want to see
Well, it is
first
rumored,
year or none of them.
it is rumored that the under-20 coach will be John Wall.
If John is there, then fine. Come and rate John. John has sense too. But outside of that, you see, something that you have to understand, you know, there's a big psychological thing to do with footballers, especially developing ones. You know. So you see, when you have a Whisper, for example, do you think Whisper's confidence that he has on the pitch, especially with what you know he's gone through, right? You think his confidence, it's sweet me how Mexico gonna deal with him. See? What Whisper? Make say have your ticket. I'll push him down now. Watch it. Mexican sweet to them. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that confidence that you see him have, he has to get a lot of love and support and belief. You know? I say, Jaime Hal-Grimson. Carlos, make some change on the B side. Use our reserves. Yeah, so that love, he has charisma, the coach.
Yeah.
He has love, he has emotional intelligence, which 99% of these coaches don't have.
And what you describe as emotional intelligence?
To know what makes a player tick, to give him the encouragement and motivation, to not break down a player, yeah? To know how to build a player, to know how to say to somebody, listen, Whisper, use your right foot, good. Train him on the right foot, and then let him believe that it can work. I trained Maggie for 6 months, and Maggie still a lean on him left foot. Yeah? On his right foot, still leaning to the left. Why? Because he doesn't believe. To get players to believe, you hear the Mona boys, they believe they're going to win. That's the first step. Because if you believe you can, and you believe you can't, guess what? You're right. Because what you believe that counts. And a lot of these coaches don't have that. They've not gone to the next level or seen high-level professional football to grasp what it takes. You know? How are you going to teach a boy what it is like to go in to go into pro football and play pro football when you've never been there, when you've never seen how they operate? How are you going to tell a man say you need to be early and on time? You need to be in our locker room 1 hour before. Tell a Jamaican you need to be in a locker room 1 hour before. And yet they don't do that in Jamaica. Before training, 1 hour before training starts, you have to be in the locker for a reason. But if you have been to Genk, you have been to Ajax, you have been to all of these clubs, and you said to them, you need to be in the locker room 1 hour before, I might say, you might be able to say, you might, you might be able to say, and they'll believe you. You look at a kid and you see him hurting about something. I remember when I was a little youth, brother. I was one of the proudest kids around.
Why you cover up the mic? All the people that got here.
Oh, sorry. I was one of the proudest kids around. Poor now. Mom, God bless her. She was a real estate agent and she made money. But she come from a huge family. As that money they come in, everybody wants help and support. And she will always help everybody. So that leave, me as the LS one, I'm like a siblings. There are times I remember going to training and not eating the whole day and filling up my belly with water. Yeah? And Mark would just come over. Mark Mendel would just come over. Craigie, you okay? I say, yes, coach, all right. So, you're not okay. Come here. Let's go have a meal. I want to talk to you about something. He didn't have anything to talk about. He just wanted me to know that him love me, that him care. And if Mark did tell me to buck down that Jeep there, and say, Craig, can buck down that Jeep, I'd try. Because I believe in him. And this is what it takes to be a real coach. And that's why I like Jaime. He's the first coach that walks up into the stands after the games. Talk to everybody, tell them hello. He's not hype and silent and go on like him because he's now the coach, he's special.
He speaks his mind.
Just tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. And it's up to you to decide whether you want to be mature enough to accept that criticism or you want to be a clown. You understand?
What does he feel about Whisper?
Love Whisper, man.
I'm hearing people say that there are people that are upset about, Whisper getting so many chances. You have professionals that have worked their whole lives for these chances and not getting them. How does the coach feel about Whisper? Why is he giving him so many chances?
He signed to Chelsea, one.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just asking the question.
Wait, just think about it. He signed to Chelsea, one, as a 17-year-old. Yeah. Two, he's probably the most prolific goal scorer in Manning Cup history. Yeah. Three, he's 6'4". Mm-hmm. Four, him shoot with 2 feet. When you look at Whisper, you can see his quality. It's quality. Quality. It's a great test for the Manning Cup squad.
And what I would always say, how many of the players that you would put up with him and say should get the chances over him could make Chelsea's training session?
Exactly. Exactly. It's not, and listen, they left a lot of players and took Whisper to camp. Mm-hmm. Think about that. They left players that they paid millions and took Whisper to camp. Why?
And in keeping with the Premier League, a bit off Whisper, Leon Bailey, our next Jamaican player playing his trade in Europe. You're his handler and his dad for all intents and purposes.
I hate that term, handler.
Why you hate the term?
The man, I don't know, horse. You understand?
Yeah. But it's for lack of a better term then. He's come under a lot of pressure in that yellow shirt. Obviously for Villa, he scored 4 goals on the season. His second Premier League goal very recently coming off the bench. I don't think he's having much grief in Europe. But when he comes and plays for Jamaica, he's come under a lot of scrutiny. We recorded that video the other day. we're in the stands, we're speaking to the people, and he was getting a beating, as Jamaican fans are. The likes of Damian Lowe, a long-serving patron, a long-serving citizen of Jamaican football, somebody who's a legend. Damian Lowe is a legend at this point. He's played over 50 games. He's a legend. Shamar Nichols, another person, well on his way to getting that type of status. And the Jamaican fans, have been very hard on them. And especially Leon Bailey. I don't necessarily think he's at legend status in the national team shirt yet, but definitely has the potential to get there. Speak to us about the scrutiny that he's come under in recent times because of his performances or lack thereof in the national team colours.
Let's speak about what you would consider lack of performance. I think Leon was the man of the match in the game the other day.
You think so?
Second game. I think he was also special in the first game. You have roles, yeah? And people may start out their lives in one role and become another. When Messi started out his role at Barcelona, Ronaldinho was the man. And he was the flashy, bright, new goal scorer, and Ronaldinho was supplying him with balls and leading the team, and great. Then Messi became the person, the engineer, the master behind the organization, leadership, and structure.
While also still scoring the most goals, I might add.
Sure. And for me, there are two factors, and I've said it over and over again. Our national team has not prepared itself to compete. And this is what I mean. You brought Jaime Hallgrimsson, affable, charismatic, intelligent, great coach. But he has done a great job recruiting. And I know what he does. He actually goes to England and go to Leon Bailey house and sit down with him and talk to him. Go to them. He's done his work. Remind me a lot of what I would be if I was a coach. That's what I like.
The player's coach.
Yeah. He did his job.
Clearly.
He brought them, they want to play for him. They're, however, coming from different systems that they play 11 months out of the year. We get them for a total of maybe 4 weeks total for the FIFA dates, right? Why is it that everyone else national team performs well when they come together and look synergistic, but ours don't? It's a very simple reason. Why is it that Leon Bailey and Dejan Richards, when they play together, look like they grew up together? The synergy is there. Whisper run, Chippy find him. Chippy run, Whisper find him. Why? You know why? They're coming out of the same system of development. The runs that Whisper made, Chippy was taught the same runs. So in his mind, when he's a supplier, he's looking for that run. What has happened with our country is that when FIFA gets the money and sends to Jamaica for development, yeah, unlike most people don't know what I know because I'm exposed. There's something like it's when you open somebody's eyes, it's very difficult to close it back in. So when a man go and them get the money for the development, and the development is to say, listen, we want you to have training camps and developmental camps throughout the country for the national team. Yeah? This is the money you get it for. And they don't use it for that purpose. And they use it for other purposes. All the other national teams are teaching from 12, 13 years old up systems that they want their players to leave when they're 18, 19, 20 and go and play professional clubs and be able to come back to and remember. So if my Tians leaves Phoenix at 18 and Sean leaves at 2 years from now and Whisper leaves tomorrow, and the guys who are in Belgium leave, when we call them back to Phoenix, I don't have to run a training session to remind them how we're playing. They already know. The problem is we are now recruiting Demarai Gray from Everton gone, we've been gone now. Saudi. We're recruiting Leon Bailey, we're recruiting Whisper, we're recruiting Damon are playing the
For the
Phoenix
Union.
Union, Philadelphia. We're recruiting Pinnock from over another
Yeah.
side. All coming from different systems, but with no base system to start from.
Yeah, Craig, but we understand why the team, isn't the final article yet. But a lot of people, and I am talking about Liam Bailey's individual performances. There's some of that individual brilliance that we expect from him. I think there's more to see.
Let me ask you a question. If I am now a supplier, right? I'm now a supplier. What the score? Who's three? As remember say the man about money come for play. Nobody kill them. Don't promise me though. You don't hurt Mexican. That's all. Yeah. So the idea. Chuba, you play it? Yeah. So the Leon. Yeah. Leon was normally a winger, right? Let's look at the games going back, right? When Leon started playing as a winger under Paul Hall, he did okay. Yeah. Before that though, how many times Leon touched the ball for a game? They don't give him the ball. Why they don't give him the ball? Them don't understand his runs. Aston Villa play 10 months out of the year. He make a run, them going to see him.
Yeah.
Diaby go down the line and cross. Hook it back and Chippy is there waiting because he knows that's where he's supposed to be. Yeah? And that's part of what we do. Yeah? And I want to see this type of thing continue in the national team.
So the reason we aren't seeing Liam Bailey's individual brilliance, as I put it, is because the system around him isn't there yet. And that is because the players are coming from this end.
It's developing. Do you realize that?
Yeah, but
Let me ask you a question. In this last game we
the
played,
likes of Demar Gray has come in, right in and scored.
you're seeing individual.
Yeah, and
Individual player.
that's what they're asking for from Liam
No,
Bailey.
but that's not what the coach is asking for.
And that's the most important thing.
The coach is asking for him to be the playmaker. That's what he's doing. He's asking for him to be the leader. That's what he's doing. He's asking for him to take the dirty jobs. That's what he's doing. Whisper start up front. Him having a little struggle. Say, okay, Whisper, go on up on the wing where you like play. I mean, go up there and work it for a little bit. Yeah? Midfielder's not making the passes. Him go back in on the midfield drop and ping it over the left right side to Whisper. Whisper catch it because I never expect it. Yeah? Connecting, making the passes with the players, talking to them, leading them. It's a totally different thing. Yeah? Totally different thing. And so, watch Whisper try to get forward. Yeah, so this is the whole idea. Yeah? It's a different role. If it was just about getting the ball and taking on people and dribbling, Chippy couldn't do that 100 times over. But now he has to be looking. Now he has to be tracking back. And he's doing that to me. I said it to him. I said, I'm so proud of you.
Do you think that's the right role for him in this team? Or you think we need him more as the end product guy?
Because me personally,
I
obviously
think-
I'm not a professional coach, but I'm saying if Whisper and Demar Gray can score a goal for us every single game, not many teams in CONCACAF are going to score 3 on us.
I can tell you this. If we can get, and this is where the problem is, if we can get the 6 or the 8 midfielders to give a constant supply of balls to Leon instead of turning back the ball, yeah, I can show you my phone. Every message I sent to our midfielder, short on, Lati Butler. Every message I sent to him, send the true pass, send the true pass, send the true pass. Don't turn back the
Where's
ball.
the off the field?
Don't
Tell
turn
him
back
send
the
the...
ball. Off the true field. Don't turn back the ball. They send him the message them every day, brother. Don't turn back the ball.
Yeah,
Start to believe.
yeah.
But say you have a dog, right? I beat the dog every day, so I mustn't go through the gate. Yeah. After a while, even if you leave the gate open, you're going to be afraid to go through the gate because I'm afraid someone get beaten. So that's what Jamaica has become.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're afraid to take risks, afraid to take chances. And if you don't do that, a player like Leon Bailey's creativity is of no use to you. Because you won't give him enough balls for him to lose 10, create 10, and score 3. You're giving him 5. You're turning him back to your back line, back to your back line, back to your line, inviting risk. Yeah? While you need to be brave enough to turn and say, listen, Chippy, take it to them, we win it back.
All right. What do you think about the expectations though? Because maybe that is where the problem is. A lot of people, they're expecting him to be playing in the same role that he is overseas and to be the man of this team.
Not even the man, but they're expecting of Leon Bailey what we've seen from Demarai Gray.
Yeah. Is that the problem where they don't necessarily understand?
Demarai Gray does not have the responsibility that Leon has.
Yeah. I think
Leon is carrying the team on him 2 shoulders.
You see, that is where people have problems now.
When I say carrying the team on his 2 shoulders, you think I mean that he's scoring the goals, or is he saying, I feel responsible for Whisper? I feel responsible for Lati Body getting the ball going forward. I have to talk to him and make sure him get it right. I have to get this team together.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say he's carrying the team. My Denzel, he has to carry my team. Yeah? We depend on him. Denzel can play on the left wing and dribble down the whole left wing and take on the man. I'm playing in the middle, I'm going to send the true pass.
Make sure it's the team all right.
Make sure the team all right. You might have little Sean in there, or just coming up. My chance are coming. My chance touch the pitch, but I give him a lot of confidence. Yeah? That's the type of leader that Leon is becoming. And I told you this about 2 years ago. I said by the time 2026 come around, you will have Leon,
You said it.
and you will see Whisper, you will see Denzel, you will see all of those players coming up, all the young players coming up, and he will lead them to the World Cup.
Craig, we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't ask this question. A lot of people are questioning the commitment of one Leon Bailey. You know, he was spotted, partying on international break. What do you make of that, and how do you respond to the people? Because I would assume that that's not a good look for a professional.
Stop chat.
That's what you say?
Yeah.
Expound.
How do I say it without sounding rude?
Sound rude.
How dare you? How dare you? Who the hell are you? This player does not see his family or friends for months at a time. This player does not get to see us for Christmas. He does not get to party. He trains and works hard every single day. Yeah? Leon got a break, right? On Saturday. Yeah? So they got Saturday off. They were to go back in on Sunday. So if you want to go out with your friend them on Saturday night, please do. And I have no problem with it. They say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Him leave international break and go back to Aston Villa and score, don't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, and this is the question that I'm asking.
He did not break. He did not break any curfews.
Right.
He was given the night off. What do you do on your night off?
Well, I can't disclose that right here.
I'll tell you what I do. If I have a night off and have a break, I might go to my wife, I might go movies, I might go have a drink with my friend them. I might catch up with people that I don't see, especially if I'm overseas. And I'm not going to see them for another 4 months. I go hang out with them and play some domino and ludo and have some fun.
And then make sure that you're back in your bed at 10 p.m.
No?
You're a professional footballer, come on now.
Oh,
now that's what people expect.
Hold on. That's not what professional footballers do. When professional footballers get day offs and breaks, they have fun. They are human beings. They're not machine for you. When I say I mean those who come out and say, oh, they're not machines. They have feelings. They're human. Leon Bailey is a human being. You know much. Depressing professional football can be.
I've heard the story.
You know what it is like to not see your family. I know a guy.
Dele Alli recently was
I know a
in
guy named Brian Roy, good friend of mine. Played for Ajax, Nottingham Forest. And Brian, he said when he was finished football, so we were talking years ago. He said, "Don't make this happen to Chippy or any of your players." Him say, "When I was finished football, I did not fit in because I don't remember what it was like." That's like a man that got prison and come out and the world changed.
A lot of players, speak about how coming out at 35 years old, you're still very, very young by social standards.
But you're old, you don't know nothing. Yeah. The world around you that is revolving around you don't know. As a professional footballer, you can't go out without people bothering you for an autograph if you're good. Pressure in you every day. So you can't hide and go nowhere. You can't do nothing. So, when they get a chance to come home, I mean, go out and party with my youth. I'll go to them. I will go to them. And we say, I remember, you guys and anybody who's a parent out there must read this poem. And you guys might have children soon, I don't know.
Very soon.
But read this poem.
Yeah?
It's Khalil Gibran, and it says on children. Yeah? It basically says, don't try to make your children like you. Yeah. You may try to to be like them. For they belong in the world of tomorrow, where you can only dream to go.
Every interview you leave us with one.
Every single interview.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where you can only dream to go. Say, see me?
Yeah.
Watch me. You know, see me look cool. Watch all my shoes and all of them things. I want to be like them.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Watch my beads and them things.
Yeah, dreamer.
Of course.
You're in the dreamer I'm seeing.
Of course.
Yeah.
You understand? So, I try to be like them.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a little kid, my father, when I went to New York, yeah, he did a good thing for me. He got me my green card and got me to go to college. And he was a power broker, yeah, and he wore a suit every day. The first thing the man tried is put me in a suit, and I hated him for it. Because I wasn't ready for a suit at 18, 19 years old. I wanted to live my life and have fun. Yeah? Years later, I wore a suit for almost 20 years in my corporate positions. Yeah. Right? But the fact that he tried to force it so early, even though he meant well, I didn't grasp it. You know? And that's why it's important. Watch it. Who's one go up front? Yeah, so it's important that we recognize that Leon, like anyone else, has a life. He wants to have fun. He wants to spend time with his friends. And some of my friends them are some little jing back to you. Some of my friends them don't approve, I know. Yeah?
Yeah.
But there is friends.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have friends. Your parents don't approve of.
Not so sure, but I get it.
I am sure, listen, Chippy have friends from all different walks of life. And he can't turn around and cut out him friends that he grew up with just because him operating at a different level.
I love him.
Yeah? And they love him. Yeah? So when him come, him go want to spend a little time with them. Buy them a drink, take them out. You understand?
Craig, this is your moment to answer all of these questions, you know. And I'm going to pose them to you because it's my job. We see the 17-year-old Whisper driving a nice car. A lot of people say you gave him that car, right?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. They're saying you put a 17-year-old around the wheel. Answer that question. Say something to that statement.
My daughter at 12 was driving a Mercedes.
So you shouldn't be saying that to the camera. Remember, say it's illegal. Be careful when we divulge.
I taught every single Phoenix player that is here, sir.
Yeah.
All of them can drive. All of them can cook. All of them can clean. All of them can iron their own clothes. All of them can sew. Right? These are life skills. Whisper got his learner's license. And when he got his learner's license, He was able to drive with people beside him who have a license. Yeah? And so he started to practice. He got his car and he can drive the car, practicing, right? Till him doing things.
And not even about but some would say, and not me, I disagree fervently, but some would say he hasn't officially yet made a cent. Besides, I'm assuming the per diems that you'd have gotten from representing the national team, made a cent from football yet. To be driving probably a 15-20 million dollar car, do you think that's putting
Bad
too
mind,
much?
I got kill them and envious, it I got mad them. Right? If the youth work
Yeah,
and he deserve it, he works hard every day. He's here training right now.
yeah.
Yeah? Every day. 2-3 times a day. He's disciplined, him train, him have him look at one girlfriend. Yeah? I'm stay with him look at one girlfriend. See her they sit down over there, so I watch him. Quiet like a mouse. Right? Yes, I approve of her. And I make sure that she behave herself and it. Right? But that's what you do as a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't turn around and say, okay, well, because I remember you don't turn around and say, okay, well, because could you say that to Messi at 17? He shouldn't be driving a nice car at 17. Messi was already at Barcelona. Whisper is at Chelsea.
Yeah.
What he must do? Take bus? What must do? Take taxi? What should he do? Drive a little Corolla. Let me tell you something, treat a man as he could become. Yeah? Treat a man as he is, and he shall remain that way. Treat him as he could become, and he will aspire towards it. Yeah? When Leon was his age, Leon also had a Mercedes. In gang. Well said. Same age.
And Kyle.
Yeah? And Kyle. Yeah? So, it's not about, it's a model. You earn it,
Yep.
you deserve it, you get it. Me not gonna turn around and look at my player them and see that boy them have the potential for go X, Y, and Z. You get signed at X, Y, and Z. You ever hear them say? You must spoil the owner pitting them, don't make nobody spoil them for you.
Oh yeah.
You understand? Me will spoil my players. At the end of the day, me can talk to my players. Me can say, make sure say somebody beside him. Where you leaving now? Where you going? I'm going over there, so. What time you coming back home? This time, okay. You eat your dinner. You eat this, so and so and so. Remember, say Chelsea say diet for the X.
And I'm sure this serves as motivation to the other kids here that see a 17-year-old who was training with them just a year ago. They're driving a nice car, still training with them.
Of course, Mikey Jr. has been driving a long time now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just getting license one day. Yeah, I'm sure if you look at my thing, you see me teaching them up and down my road. But which father or parent doesn't actually take the time to teach his kid the truth? The truth. Do we all wait until they're 17 to teach them to drive? Is that what parents do?
No.
Is that what your parents did?
I got taught how to drive late, but that's definitely not.
Is that what your parents did?
Circumstance, yeah.
I was being taught to drive from as early as I could have been taught to drive.
Exactly. My little daughter learned to drive when she had
Not
3
at 12
states.
though, I can't tell you that.
3-year-old, she on the steering wheel. So.
No, I wasn't driving at 12.
My case is a special human.
Yeah.
You understand?
And I would take the same matter with my kids. I'm sure as they are able to drive, they'll be driving.
Dante can drive. You know, one of the things that you're scared of, I am scared of, is that Whisper goes to Europe and somebody drop a Mercedes for him and him get.
Yeah.
You're not used to it. My daughter, guy come and pick her up in a Mercedes. She's my daughter go look and say, yo, my father have one of them that for me from me a 15-year-old. Oh, you man. You understand?
You have to get treatment.
That not gonna do it. You have to come with love.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You have to come with decency. Yeah?
Makes sense.
And this is what a lot of parents would do. Any parent who wouldn't do that for their child is selfish and wicked.
Yeah.
And anybody who try blight that or make noise about it is also cruel. There are some people that come, a man come on their thing I talk about Whisper illiterate. You hear about that part there?
No, I never heard about that.
There's a man who come on and go up on some blog. Whisper is a very, very wise young man, yeah? He ain't stupid.
Yeah.
Very sharp young man. And very confident young man. Yeah? And always remember this. I say it to people all the time. Yeah, but I always say it to people all the time. Leon, when he was younger, didn't like school. Yeah? And today, Leon speaks 4 or 5 different languages. Yeah, fluently. And the fact is that over the years, I learned one thing. There's a saying. They say fish are the best swimmers. Monkeys are the best climbers. But if you grade a fish and how well he climbs, he'll be a failure.
Yeah.
So some people, and if I ever see anybody that needs to do his academics to support his career of football,
Yeah.
that is Bijan Richards. He's designed for this game. And his academics,
For sure.
his academics should always be geared towards preparing him for life as a professional. English, languages, French, German, Dutch, business,
Yeah.
corporate governance. Those type of courses is what he needs. Public speaking, image projection. Hear people talk about Whisper. You ever hear me cut plateau yet? It's a time for everything under the sun. Yeah? And if Whisper wants to speak the Queen's English, he can. Believe me. Yeah? Leon, have you seen Leon do an English interview with the pundits?
Yeah.
You hear Patois? Okay. Let him do an interview with a Jamaican.
Did you want with me the other day?
Yeah. And is it Patois? Yes.
Everybody did that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why? Ecclesiastes, there's a time for and place for everything under the sun. So why I look a man a bad mind Whisper now because Whisper do a little interview. I'm doing the interview him talk Patois. Have you listened to what he says? It's Patois. Not our native tongue. Is it not recognized as an international language? Do you know that it is? It's not a dialect. It's our language. Yeah? Now, because someone speaks Patois, does it mean that they're not sensible, not educated, illiterate? No. I can tell you something. Whisper, Chippy is one of the most mature, intense, planned individuals I know. And Whisper, right behind him. Kemar Reed, top. But a lot of them when the boys just starting out, you ever heard one of Chippy's interviews when him about 12 or 13? Eh? He evolved.
Yeah.
And that's what the process is. It's about trusting the process and growing. Yeah? And that's what Leon, Whisper, all the Phoenix, that's what we're all here about. You know?
And before we even start to wrap it up, I wanted to, because as I said, Leon Bailey has come under a lot of scrutiny recently. People are begging Hal Grimson to give Leon the job. Obviously, our sentiments aren't shared. We also want to see Leon Bailey score goals and get us.
Let me ask a question. What do you think of the game Leon played?
All right, so in
What
my
did you
opinion,
say?
I think Leon Bailey was, I don't think he was the man of the match as you said, but I think Leon Bailey, I sorry he dropped off. He took up the ball, he made runs, but his touch could have been cleaner. I think he could have, been more direct. There are a lot of times when I saw Leon Bailey in the box with his body opened up and still putting it on his right foot. I saw him do that twice, and
with his body open up and putting it on his right foot.
Instead of just cracking it. A couple of
and
times.
He's putting it on his right foot.
Yeah, the drag that he does from left to right.
Why is he dragging and putting on his right foot?
That's the question that I'd like to ask Leon Bailey.
I can answer you.
Answer me.
Because I expected him to kick with his left. So you're mixing it up. Yeah? Yeah. You know, people don't intend to mess up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
I'd like to believe so.
Yeah?
No, for sure, for sure, for sure.
So when a man don't when a, when a man try to dribble and try to create and may not get the shot off, would you prefer that? Or do you want somebody that get the ball because him don't have no go nuts, turn back the ball every time? And that's a side back, side back,
No, no,
side
I
back.
want no, I want Leon Bell to go. You know, to
Alright.
go and lose it. I'm all
But he
about that. But I
can't
also
go
want
and
Leon Bell
lose
to
it.
kick more,
He
take more
can't go on
shots, be more
in the
aggressive.
position that he is. His retention of the ball is more important than when he's on the wing. You understand that? The percentile of passes for an attacking midfielder, which is what he in essence is playing. Because he play behind the 3 points of attack. Yeah? And he has to make the connections. So his passes, the man who passed the ball, is not the man who normally you see. It's the man who taking the shot. It's the man who dribbling down the line and taking on somebody. Yeah? How many people saw when Leon is making a run and 2 people following him this way so that it opened up the space for Demarai for dribble? How many people see when he make the pass to Demarai and Demarai make it into Bobby Reed and Bobby Reed alone and them call offside? How many seeing the synergy that is now being created in that national team? That was not happening 6 months ago. A pure long ball, boom, boom, boom. The man might take the ball now. And it's coming. And they're coming from different houses. Yeah, it's the Tower of Babel in reverse. Yeah? You know the Tower of Babel where everybody speak different languages? It's in reverse. Them coming, speaking different football languages and coming together. Yeah? And that's what Hal Grimson is forced to try to do. But that should not be. And that's why we're set behind. So it's taking longer for us. Yeah? But the good thing is, why you think John Wall is starting to deal with the younger players?
To get us to that point.
To get the younger players to understand what Hal Grimson wants. And then flow them into the senior team.
But what would you tell the fans, you know, that are getting impatient with Leon? What would you tell them? You know?
I'll tell them what I said today. Aston Villa fans. I've learned one thing in life. Never ever count out Leon Bailey. Never. If you do that, it's the biggest mistake I have. When you think he's done, him score. When you think he's tired, I heard somebody talking about Chippy's body the other day. Came up on him shirt. Chippy's body has always been like that from as a kid. Yeah, he's not one of those kids with ripped muscles and whatever. That's not him. He's so dexterous, yeah, and pliable, and so his body stay. You understand? So I am very happy with how Leon is, and I would say everybody continue to believe in him, continue to believe in Jamaica, continue to believe in the system, and understand he's taking a role that he doesn't normally play. Where's fire side, Dad? Where's fire side, Dad?
It's going on, people. We'll close it off, Craig. But one thing I have to ask you right now, I know that you have
Well, then take off his shirt to that.
a big gamer going out there. They want to beat him so bad. But I have to ask this question right now. And
What pussy?
I want to know, what's the relationship like right now with you and our JFF? What's it like? Getting better?
No.
Because our relationship with the JFF is getting better.
Yeah. That's the game plan that them have. The game plan is to get all you bloggers.
Don't think if something happen, you know.
Just listen to me, son. You of all the people have been shown what they have done. I show you things I won't show the public. And I did it so that you would understand why I take the stance I take. Yeah? The relationship, when you're disappointed, When Chung went in there, I thought he would start to be somebody we could work with.
Not so.
Disappointment. Yeah.
Care to go into it or just leave it on the surface?
No, just leave it where it is because
All right. So
I
since
think that that Hal Grimson, for Hal Grimson, if Hal Grimson asked me to fly every player may have come to Jamaica for 1 day of training, if me have the money, I bring them for Hal Grimson.
all right, since we're not going to delve into it, what about the quote unquote not fighting fire with fire situation? There is an altercation, an ordeal in the JFF head office the other day where obviously you're recording about inability to get access and you having to purchase more tickets than any
All right.
parent should, right?
Let me show you something. I'm not a parent. Get this straight.
Yeah.
Agent for 2 players.
I am the manager of 3 players in your national team, 2 of which are in the top 5 percentile of your team. Yeah?
So who's the third?
Romario.
Oh, Romario.
Yeah? All from our academy.
Yeah.
And you, who are bloggers,
Part of the media. Give us some respect, man. Come on.
hold on, brother. Remember, I'm telling you what I want and I'm going. Yeah? Come on, believe in it. But you're bloggers. I have 20 years invested in developing Jamaica's football. 20 years of sweat, hard work, doing it without them, doing it without no support, whether they like it or not. And I've given them to the national team. And I could have said no. I could have said, okay, Whisper, go on to Qatar. And I could have said, Whisper, Leon, hold out, stay 1 more year in Germany and get German citizenship and play for Germany. I said, no, Jamaica first. Yeah? And they do not want to give me accreditation. Why?
Yeah, but the point that me and Rush were discussing was, don't you think if maybe you had a more tempered approach, it'd be more likely for you to be accredited?
Listen. Understand this.
It's the game, man.
No, it's not the game.
If you call a man the worst things under the sun, it's not going to help you.
I was always accredited before.
While you were being worse than you are right
I was always accredited before.
So all the times that we've seen
If you
stay
try to
before,
sell out one of our players to Qatar, I am going to call you on it. And when that player now plays for Jamaica, I am going to make sure, that he knows and you know that it's Jamaica we're playing for. And if you turn around because you know, so you never get to sell him out, and you know block my accreditation, no, you're picking the wrong person to ramp with. Because I'm not a problem of buying my ticket there. Because I always do. Because if you give me 10 tickets, I buy 30 because the whole of them you tell me. You know that. Have you ever gone to a Jamaica match and they'll say all of Phoenix walking in them kit? Yeah? 20, 30 players in their kit, plus Casey, plus all the management team. Because if one Phoenix up on the field, everybody gave me them.
So what is the request from the JFF that they didn't give you?
All we asked is
30 tickets?
No. I said, can we get some tickets?
Some tickets.
Yeah, and
You were denied.
an accreditation.
An accreditation for you.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
What I mean reasonable? I say a host, a little picnic, I get accreditation. Little children just starting out.
Yeah.
Why? Because they want you, the bloggers, to ease them up. I mean nice to them. So them start giving little fruits. You understand? So will turn around and be nice to them in your conversations. And allow them to continue to do what they want to do. People are very strategic in what they're doing. Yeah? So one of the things that you must make sure you never do is regardless of whatever sweets they issue to you, never lose sight of your integrity. You understand? And that's the difference to me, my integrity. cannot be compromised. No money can buy me. No time. I never do this for the money to begin with. You understand? I do it for the love of my country and for the love of the youth them and to pay back my coach them for what they did for me. Simple enough. So somebody like that, you can't really win against them.
Yeah.
You know? Because you can't buy them. If you fight them, they're not going to back down. Right? And if you try to embarrass them, it's not going to work either. Because when you try to embarrass me, I got a video record and show the world. So it was never about me wanting tickets. If you call any of them youth and ask them, Mikey Jr., come here. Yeah? Come around here. I have a question for you. Chip ever play a match yet? And me go and don't buy tickets? Yeah? But how much tickets at a time?
Only for everybody who there.
Okay. So, if I go to JFF and me ask them for ticket, if them give me one ticket, how much ticket me buy?
Everybody else.
Alright. Thanks. You understand? I can ask every one of them. We don't miss a match for Jamaica. Because that's how I know that's how you have them build loyalty to country. They must sit there in the stands, want to be the guy on the pitch, and support the guy that's on the pitch.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes, but the sun is setting on us, so we have to wrap it up. Good conversation. Must I enjoy this one, Craig. And you left us with a couple gems, as you always do. You know, and I respect it, man. People, I hope we covered all the bases. You know where to reach us.
Hey, guess who? Hold on. Guess who? Vize is playing. I was hoping that it would have come. I was praying that this opportunity would come soon. But I didn't realize how soon. Vize, the club that Phoenix is part owner of, is now playing against KRC Genk in the FA Cup in Belgium on October 31st.
Interesting.
FA Cup.
So because you know,
They're there now.
if I'm being honest, I never asked enough about that partnership in a rush. Kind of heard it along during that time. There's so much more I wanted to say about that, and I wanted to talk about, you know, how are these players being compensated, like,
Of course.
you know, like you get me. I wanted to speak about the individuals, how they received, you know, the type of
The club
fandom.
loves them. The fans love them. In fact, they brought that vibe. People bringing in Jamaican flags into the stadium. It was a team that nobody used to watch the games. All the kids start to come out. The players are going to the training sessions with the younger players, with the younger kids, and the kids loving them now. So they're coming out to support.
So is it a program where, you know, you expect to carry in the third division for as long as life is, or do you guys
No.
see the
They
second
want to
and
win the third division.
this year?
Yeah, man. Go to the second division, win the second division, then play consistently with the best teams in Belgium.
Give us a timeline. We can see them
would
in
be in
the
2 years.
Eredivisie, or is that in the
Eredivisie.
No, the Pro League.
Belgian Pro
We
League.
can see them in the Pro League in 5 years.
2 years.
Mr. Butler, you always
To believe.
well, I guess you're manifesting.
What a
it.
sense do something if you don't intend to win.
Believe it, man. Hey, believe it.
Mona,
Yeah.
2 years ago, Mona will be going to the final and winning this year. Now it don't seem that far off.
No, in fact, anything shorter than a trophy is a failure.
It's a failure.
Yeah.
In 2 years. 2 years. Look on the wall behind you. Look on the wall. Look on the wall. All the way up. All of them.
But yeah, man, we have to go wrap it up because the daylight really not allow to talk to Mr. Butler as long as we don't talk to Craig until tomorrow, because there's just so much to talk about.
The repetitive part again.
Huh?
The repetitive part. People,
absolutely.
if you like the video, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment and subscribe to Inside That Sports TV. And the one more thing for us now.
May I make
Can you
him?
imagine
Alright.
if you hold on again? If 10 people or more like and subscribe and tell somebody to come, how many people will have?
By the end of the day.
You wanna do just support them on them thing. That's all I need to do.
There's
All the
these
people
people.
that must support me, support them. Cause good youth them.
That is it.
Them there from the beginning. That's
Alright.
if you do. Get real. Alright, blood.
Thank you so much for
And by the
talking.
way, here's my Chelsea shirt. Whisper got for me.
Zoom in.
You see?
Him a sign in there.
Love.
Alright,
What is good?
Everything.